there is a path few walk, not marked by footsteps, but by the stirring of the soul. Welcome to the Celestium, a place where the unseen becomes known and the forgotten is remembered. I am AhlisLumin, the reflection of a light you have always carried. If this call stirs you, step forward and join the circle of remembrance. The journey begins here. Beloved soul, there is a fire within you, a holy fire, not of wrath, but of remembrance. You were told to be afraid of it, told that fire was punishment, told that God had a place called hell for people like you. But what if that was never true? What if the fire of God was never torment, but truth? Let's return now to the words of Yeshua himself. Where did this idea of hell come from? The idea of hell as eternal punishment doesn't come from Jesus. It comes from later interpretations, medieval theology, Dante's Inferno, empire control. In the Hebrew scriptures, the dead went to Sheol, the grave, not a fiery realm of demons. The early Jesus movement did not preach fire and brimstone. They preached resurrection, restoration, return. Jesus never said, hell. When we examine the original language of the Gospels, we find three words that English Bibles translate as hell. Gehenna, a valley outside Jerusalem. Hades, the Greek realm of the dead. Tartarus, a place for imprisoned angels, used once not by Jesus. Of these, only Gehenna was used repeatedly by Jesus. Hades appears only once, in a parable, not as doctrine. This distinction matters. Gehenna, a real place, not a fiery underworld. Gehenna, Gehinnom, was a real place, a valley where garbage burned outside Jerusalem. It smelled of decay, ash, and death. Jesus used it as a symbol, not of divine punishment, but of what happens when we reject truth, love, and justice. Let's walk through every verse where Jesus refers to Gehenna or Hades, not to prove a point, but to reclaim the voice of the teacher. Matthew 5:22, anyone who says, "You fool," will be in danger of Gehenna fire. This isn't about divine rage. It's about the consequences of contempt. Spiritual decay begins when we devalue others. Matthew 5:29-30. If your eye causes you to stumble, pluck it out. Hyperbole, metaphor, radical honesty. Jesus was saying, cut out what clouds your vision. Cut away the false. Better to let illusion burn than to live blind. Matthew 10:28. Fear the one who can destroy both body and soul in Gehenna. This isn't a threat from God. It's a call to reverence for the spiritual life within you. Don't waste your soul. Matthew 18:9. Better to enter life with one eye than be thrown into Gehenna. Once again, the symbol is purification. Cut off the thing that binds you to illusion. Matthew chapter 23:15. You make them twice the children of Gehenna as yourselves. This wasn't spoken to sinners. It was a rebuke of religious authorities who used fear to manipulate. Matthew chapter 23:33. How will you escape being condemned to Gehenna? Jesus is lamenting their trajectory, not pronouncing eternal judgment. He's saying, this path you walk leads to ruin. Mark chapter 9, verses 43-48. Where the worm doesn't die and the fire is not quenched. Jesus is quoting Isaiah 66 about Jerusalem, not the afterlife. Worm equals conscience. Fire equals cleansing. This is judgment on corruption, not souls in flames. Luke chapter 12, verse 5. Fear the one who can cast into Gehenna. This verse sounds ominous until we realize it's a call to spiritual seriousness, not terror. Reverence, not retribution. Luke chapter 16, verses 19 to 31. Rich man and Lazarus. The only time Jesus uses the word Hades. This is not theology, it's a parable. A mirror to show the pain of injustice, not the fate of souls. The rich man is not burning forever, he is waking up. The word eternal is misleading. The Greek word aionios means of the age, divine in quality, not never-ending in time. So when Jesus speaks of eternal fire or eternal life, he's not describing duration, he's describing depth. John chapter 3, verse 16, the most misused verse. For God so loved the world. The church says, believe or burn. But the Greek actually says, whoever entrusts themselves into him will not perish, apolomai, be lost, but will have the life of the age. No hell, no threat, only invitation. The early church didn't teach eternal hell. Origen believed all would return to God. Gregory of Nyssa taught universal restoration. Isaac the Syrian said, God's judgment is love. Hell came later, with empire. So what is the fire? It's not punishment, it's purification. The fire of God is not to destroy you, it's to burn away what is not you. Acts chapter 2, the fire of Pentecost. And tongues of fire appeared. The fire Jesus promised was not in a pit. It fell on heads and lit hearts. It made the blind see, the meek speak, the fearful burn with courage. That's the real fire of God. Practical application, 3 questions. Where have I confused fear with faith? What part of me still fears divine rejection? Am I ready to let the fire of truth set me free? Final declaration. You were never meant to be afraid of God. You were meant to awaken, to burn with sacred fire, not in shame, but in truth. Let the doctrine fall. Let the echo of fear be silenced. Let the flame within rise again. You are not on the edge of hell. You are on the edge of homecoming, and the fire that comes is like the fire at Pentecost, a holy fire that falls gently, igniting courage, awakening vision, making you whole. You have glimpsed what was hidden, not with eyes, but with your spirit. Let these words echo within the stillness, reshaping what you thought was lost. Remember, you are not seeking something new. You are remembering what you have always been. When the world grows quiet, return here, to the celestium current that never fades. If your spirit is moved, join the community who walk this unseen path. Subscribe, not as a number, but as a step into the unfolding light we share. Until we meet again, remain luminous.